everyone, good morning, welcome back to the channel, and a big thank you as always for tuning into today's video. So back to Monday, we're back in the truck, but yesterday was Halloween. I hope you all had a good time. If you were having a party or go to see relatives or just whatever it was you're doing, I hope you had a good time. We had an Halloween party at our house last night, and I did a typical dad thing, spent all day cleaning up and then fell asleep on the couch and missed a lot of it. So yeah, I woke up this morning a bit sulky about that, because I did just sparkle out on the couch. Literally woke up at about midnight. Oh, where is everyone? But yeah, anyway, I've had a shave. I look like a baby again. But yeah, today, speaking of ghouls and goblins and vampires and blood-sucking things, I want to talk to you guys today about my opinions and views on DVSA, or VOSA as they used to be called. So what makes me want to talk about them? So as we know about the driver shortage, you know, is it getting worse? Is it getting better? We can't really see any changes just yet, but there is wages going up, things like that. I've got a few videos on there if you've not yet checked my content out. But yeah, you know, I've had a run-in with VOSA myself. It wasn't very positive, but however, I have always sort of hung on their side a little bit, just to say, you know, I do agree with the fact that we've got, you know, an agency that goes checking that the vehicles are safe to be on the road. You know, I do agree with that. I just don't agree with how, I won't say picky they are, but, you know, they are literally, it seems to be, from every truck driver I've spoke to that's had an experience with them, you know, some of them have said, oh, they're all right. But for the most part, people say they are very unforgiving, and even if you're a new driver and you've made a mistake, you know, they'll give you a fine. But it's one of them. Each to their own. People have different perceptions of them. Excuse me, but something happened the other day that I was made aware of that I do not agree with, and I'd like to share that with you guys, as well as my opinions. So just to kick it off, who is the DVSA? Who are VOSA? So they used to be called VOSA, which was the Vehicles and Operators Services Agency. Then they changed to the DVSA, which is the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency. They pretty much do what they say on the tin. It's to make sure that the driver and the vehicle are up to a standard that's acceptable. So you'll see these guys dotted about the motorways, you know, knocking about here and there. They have depots up and down the UK, which are usually fitted on site with a weighbridge and a few mechanical techs who can check over vehicles. It's not just trucks they pull in, they can pull motorcycles, cars, buses, you know, pretty much anything that they see fit to that they don't think something's right with. But a lot of the time it's just random spot checks. So I've also heard that they work on a traffic light system. Excuse me, I think I'm starting to get a bit of a cold. But what they do is basically, this is what I've heard, is if you've been pulled and your trucks are bad, you sort of go on amber. If you get pulled again and they find something again, you go on to red. When you go on red, that basically means that every time your truck goes past one of their representatives, they are 9 times out of 10 going to pull you, because you are on a red. You know, you've been flagged up as this guy's constantly running not right, or there's, you know, there's discrepancies. So if you've got a green traffic light, then obviously they've checked your wagon maybe multiple times, and now they can see that you're a, you know, consistent, you know, person that looks after the trucks. So you do hear horror stories about them giving people fines, and I've got one of those stories myself. I'll tell you very quickly, story time on a Monday morning. So I got pulled in a skip truck about 2 years ago by the DVSA, and I got a £100 fine. Now that fine was over me not putting a sheet over my skip. Now that kind of sounds pretty self-explanatory. Well, you didn't cover your load up. What was actually in the load was what bothered me. It was a car chassis that was folded in half, pummeled into a unrecognisable piece of steel, with a portable cement mixer placed on top of it, full of brake discs, and the bottom of the skip was probably had about half a ton of brake discs in it. So nothing that is going to fly out, nothing that's going to get blown out, nothing that's going to fall out. It didn't even come halfway up the skip. It was a tall 14-yard skip that I had on the back, so there was nothing going to come out of it. And to my, you know, surprise, when I said to the VOSA man, you know, and I said, what have you pulled me for? And he said, because you've not sheeted your load up. I said, how do you know I'm not empty? Because I had my tag axle up, because there was literally no weight in the skip. So I had my tag axle up, And I said, how do you know I've even got a load in there? And the bloke he was with sort of looked at each other, is it, all right? And it took for one of them to actually climb on my truck and go, well, you have got a load in there. And I said, yeah, no, but nothing's going to fall out. And then I got the old, well, I have to go and tell motorcyclist wives and this, that and the other, you know, or tell the police that they've got to go and tell motorcyclist wives that they've been killed because something's flowing out of a truck and hit them. And I understand that, I ride a motorbike myself, but come on, it's not as if I had a load of cardboard in it or a load of, you know, very light iron that was going to blow out. So yeah, I got £100 fine, but it did actually get thrown out. The case got thrown out because I contested it, because I was like, I'm not having that. I'm not paying a day's more than what I get paid for a day's wage, a full day's wage, to accommodate you guys. I'm not doing it. So I contested it and I won, to be fair, because there was no need to sheet the load up. There was no need. So anyway, you can win sometimes, but 9 times out of 10 there's only one winner, and it's usually those guys. Now I've also been told that they run off, basically their funding is the fines that they give out. So if they don't give any fines out, they don't get paid. You know, they work on that sort of basis. So I've been told, I don't know the ins and outs of how it works, but that's pretty much what they do. So if you're looking to get out of a fine, good luck. You know, you're gonna need to be pulled by one of them that's in a really good mood or is very fair, you know, naturally quite a fair person, because otherwise you are probably going to get stung with a fine, multiple fines. You know, if you've not kept your tacho clean, there's something up with your truck, no matter how minute it is, they're going to give you a fine for it. The fines aren't small. The worse you know your offence is, then a hell of a lot worse does the fine get. So guys, keep your tachos clean. Do your best to maintain your wagon and keep on top of it. Fill your defects in properly, you know, let people know this isn't quite right, just so you've told someone, because that way if you do get pulled, you can say, well, there you go, on this date I mentioned this to such a person, there you go. So you know, you're covering your own back, and that is really important to do that. But the main point of what was happening the other week, which I really didn't agree with, was I've always said, if you're out on the road, you know, and they pull you, that's their job. It's fair. You're fair game. You know, you've been pulled. That's it. But when they start going to people's businesses to set up outside to pull trucks going in and out, I really don't agree with that. You know, and I never will, because I think that's damaging to the business, number one, and number two, I just think that's really, really unfair, and I just don't think it should be allowed, personally. You know, if you're out on the highway, you're out on the public highway, fair enough, you're fair game, you know, you're in their realm then. But then to see and to hear that they've set up, you know, basically a checkpoint outside a very major yard in Trafford Park to be checking everything, vans, lorries, it's just a big money making scheme. And it's not fair, because they're targeting the people that are already getting fed up with the job and wanting to leave it. You know, I heard that a lot of drivers got pulled and a lot of fines were handed out that day, and I'm not being funny, that is going to contribute, whether we like it or not, sorry about the rumbling, it's the Metrolinx, but that's going to contribute, whether people like it or not, to a further driver shortage. The more these people are out and about giving people fines, then the more people are not going to want to do the jobs. Because if you've got someone who's just passed the test who's not got a lot of money as it is, you know, and they've made a simple amateur's mistake, and yet you get one of these vultures jumping on them and I'm fining you for that, you're getting a fine for that, you're getting a fine for that, that's not a very good start to your career, is it? Bloody hell, I've been doing it 2 weeks and I've just been fined 2 weeks' wages already. As if that's going to knock someone's confidence really badly, in my opinion, and then they're not going to want to do the job, because they're going to think, I can't. It's then attacking that person's self-belief of, bloody hell, I can't even do my job properly, look, you know, I'm getting fined for it. So yeah, I agree with them being there to keep the trucks, you know, keep their eye on the trucks that are on the public highway, I understand that. But come on, guys, they need to lay off the fines a little bit, and they also need to be a bit more lenient with newer drivers. Fair enough if you've got a veteran with 15, 20 years under his belt and you can tell he's just been swerving stuff out of pure laziness. But when it's newer drivers, you know, give them a bit of leeway, educate them. If you guys know so much about what you're talking about, then educate these younger people, because they don't know. And I'm not being funny, with there being a driver shortage, do you think companies are going to be getting new drivers in and sitting them down and going, right there, Jonathan, this is what we're going to do with you today. We're going to teach you this. And no, they're not, mate. They're going to go, all right, have you got your licence? Yep, right. You're going out with Greg today. There's your keys. See you later, mate. And then they'll leave it to another driver to show you what to do. Another driver who probably doesn't do things properly. And that is why we have struggles in this industry, because things don't get done properly. Everything's always a rush. Everything's always money orientated. You know, we need to be getting people on the job to do it safely, to do it responsibly, and to actually enjoy doing the job, so they don't do it for a year and go, what have I just done that for? It was a waste of time. And you know, I understand when people are writing comments on my videos saying I'd rather get my taxi license, things like that. Excuse me. I understand that, but I don't want to be mopping other people's sick up and things like that and having people fighting in me. That's why I don't do jobs like that. I'm pretty happy doing this, just chilling in my own truck. It's like now I've come in early, you know, I asked for a pay rise the other day as well, and I actually got one, so I was happy with that. I can't really go into any figures with you guys, because then I don't want people at work who maybe might watch the video getting a bit thingy. But all I will say to those people, if you do watch my video and you do go, why has Dave got a pay rise and I haven't, do a bit more work, come in a bit more early, and, you know, present yourself a bit better with what you're doing at work, and then you can get one as well. But yeah, so I did get my pay rise. I'm very happy with what I got. And I don't know what all the anxiety was over about me asking. I've never asked for a pay rise in my life, and I was bricking it. But anyway, you know, I've spoke to my gaffer and I just said, look, you know, I'm struggling a bit. Can we sort something out? So go speak to the lady in the office who sorts the wages out. Tell her I've said you can have a pay rise. And he went, actually, I'll ring her myself in a minute. So I thought, But yeah, we sorted it out, and yeah, things are going to be on the up from now on. So yeah, you know, that's it from me today, guys. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Oh no, it's not that from me today, guys. Sorry, let me just say this very quickly. I've finished the designs for the hoodies. They look absolutely mint. I cannot wait for them to get here. It is going to take me another couple of weeks because they're not cheap at all. I was expecting to pay 15-20 quid a hoodie. Now the design I want, and because some of it's embroidered, it's over £30 per hoodie. So for me to just get 10, we're looking over 300 quid. You know, and for some people that's a bloody week's wage. So bear with me on the hoodies, but they are designed, they are finished, they are getting ordered. We're in the process of doing all that. So really excited about that. And also Hal, and I can't remember the other guy's name, I forgot it. I've tried remembering it before the video and it's just gone again. But the first chap who commented about the merchandise said, why don't you do CPC card holders and things like that? So I'm going to look into doing that. I've already looked at some, they are quite cheap, so that's a good thing to go for. And also the high vises, that was a good idea what he came up with as well. And then Hal suggested doing some mascots and things like that. So all them little bits I'm going to be looking at over the next couple. Once the hoodies get here, then I'll start ordering them. But like I say, they are quite expensive. They're the Gildan heavy cotton ones, so very similar quality to this Sparko one I've got on here, nice and thick for winter time. And then we'll get some beanie hats as well. But yeah, the design's going to be awesome anyway. It's already in the mix, and yeah, I made the final designs. I was really happy with them, and then yeah, when I looked at the price of how much 10 would be, it was a bit, but it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. So yeah, so if you keep your eyes on your notifications over the next couple of weeks, I will be doing sort of might do a live draw thing, and we'll just get some numbers thrown out, something like that, and then we can get all the other smaller bits ordered. But yeah, that's it from me today, guys. Hope the video was helpful in some sort of ways, and you know you understood my opinions and views on VOSA. I didn't want to be too biased, saying, you know, like everyone says, oh, they need to just go, because I do agree with why they're here, but you know, I just think that the practice that they, you know, that they do is a little bit too strict. Especially with the new drivers. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your week, guys. I'll try and get another video out before the end of the week, but you know, it's been absolutely hectic. Again, busy, plus we've had really crap weather, so I've not been able to do anything outside really, any footage. I don't have anywhere undercover to record, so anything to do with the bike or the car at the minute is just gonna be on the back burner. So yeah, thanks for watching today, guys, and like I say, I'll update you when the hoodies have arrived, and I shall see you guys soon. Have a nice day, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.